even in the last podcast, I even tell this to people when I meet them. I tell everybody that you taught me how to work, in the sense that, when I got to college and actually had to get a real job, my work ethic was not there. Like, I didn't care. And I tell people, you taught me. Have you always had this work ethic, or did you learn that from somebody as well?
No, I didn't learn from someone. It's just that I had to work at a young age, and it was more like I knew that if I wanted something, I had to get it myself.
And for a little context, what I mean by that is when I met her, she was basically going to school, working as a medical assistant, and also working in a restaurant. So she was doing 2 jobs. Working, doing school as well, and still had the time to text me, "Hey baby, I love you in the morning." That doesn't happen anymore. I'm gonna hammer that. We need to get a point of doing that again. Hey baby, I just left the bed, but hey, you look good, man. At this point, I feel like that's important for couples to kind of not lose that little spark, or else it becomes boring, and when it becomes boring, you start looking for problems.
Well, I think that was another stage of our relationship. Now we're in a more different stage, married life, kids, work stage. You know what I mean? So that's where our nights.
God damn, I just want it. You know what guys want all the time. Anyways, that's all I care. That's not true. That sounds like a little far out there. Anyways, speaking of work ethic and jobs. Right now, both of us basically have like a corporate job, and we've gone through a corporate ladder. Both as insurance agents, both as healthcare or professionals in the healthcare. We both worked in medical centers with insurance companies. How do you feel as a woman in particular about the corporate setting right now in America? And that's an interesting question. I'll tell you why after.
But you're talking specifically as in setup as in specific gender, or?
Yeah, and I'll explain why. When I started this job back in 2013, I feel like the corporate world has turned around so much in the last 10 to 11 years, where when I came in it was mostly men, and now we're surrounded by women in the corporate job. Not only in the insurance industry, but in the healthcare industry. I mean, we're talking about all the way from medical assistants to the doctors to the C-suites, the actual CFOs, CEOs. My parents' company, which is a big company at this point, it's all women. The sales directors, the CFOs, the CMOs, everything is women. Our company itself, for whoever wants to ever say something bad about me against women, we employ about 90-something% women. It's heavily dominated by women.
Well, I think that women want to be more than just mom or wife. They also want to be able to say, I have accomplished this in my career. It's like stepping out of just the regular standard, what it's expected of us as women.
Correct. And that's where I think this big issue is coming, it's like a cultural thing, where we're having an issue where I agree with you. Women right now, for a long time, they were oppressed in the sense of, you can't do this, you can't do that. But I think we've gotten to a point where it's now the opposite. Now, men no longer really hold those jobs, and they're coming kind of back to that industrial, like the hard jobs. So women don't want to do no plumbing. They don't want to do no handyman work. They don't want to do no electrical work. They don't want to do no trucking work. They don't want to do any of that, the laborious hard jobs.
No, they're going to school and preparing themselves to actually be
I agree
someone.
with that. But then how do you balance, that after? So when you get home, and it happens with me. I say this all the time. I'm a very masculine man. I consider myself a masculine man. Not in the sense like, bitch, you got to do this. In the sense that I hold myself proud to be a man, to be strong, to be concise, to be calm. under pressure. But I see this not only, with us, maybe not as much, but obviously it's at its things, but especially in social media where women want to be a boss bitch, at work.
A boss lady.
Sorry.
Okay.
Bleeped it out. And then when they get home, they also want to command you and tell you what to do. And men are not wired like that.
I think it's important. I think in that sense, it's important to keep a balance between your career and what you want to accomplish as an individual or as a woman, or separate it from your house.
Because one of the things that I say is, and I say it proudly, not in the sense of you got to do it. But I love when you serve me dinner, when you serve me breakfast. Because for me, it's not you got to do it because you're a woman. For me, it's like a sign of respect. That you respect what I bring to the table, which is not only obviously all I do at work as well, but the way I teach our boys, the way I teach our daughter how she needs to raise up. We see it all the time. When the woman's on the household, it's fucking chaos. It happens with me and you. You pick up the kids and the boys are not listening to you, it's freaking the house. And I say, hey, stop. And right away order. And I feel that's the disconnect that we see nowadays where I get it. You're making good money. You're helping run or running companies that are making the money. And so you feel like you have more of a say of how things should go at home as well. The thing is, when you stop treating a man like a man, two things happen. Either we get, I called it on the last episode with Lewis, pacification, where men are now becoming women, and we're seeing that rampantly. Or you get men who don't know what to do. I'm lost. What exactly am I supposed to do? If all of a sudden I'm not making the money, if all of a sudden I have no say, what is my purpose? And I feel like that blank stare you have right now in your face is exactly what women don't understand.
Well, I don't know. I guess sometimes it's hard to separate the hustle and come home and, the separation. I think, I don't know, it's different. I guess when you go home, you just take off your shoes and then you get on mom mode, and it's a normal routine. But sometimes it's kind of hard. If you are constantly in the hustle, I think sometimes it's hard to not go home and continue to do the same thing. And you sometimes have to talk to yourself and be separate. It
happens all the time. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves, hey, it's freaking 7 at night, 8 at night. Shut up. No more work.
Yeah.
We're done. Because we've done it. We've had days where we work up to 10 at night, 1 in the morning, wake up at 5, 6 in the morning, do it again, But I feel like when we don't draw those lines, that's when the issues come. And not just me personally. I'm saying I don't think me and you have a problem. I think we are the exception to the rule. We have something very unique as to where most couples are not understanding these points. And I think that's why men and women are fighting more than ever now. We don't understand our roles. You could be making more money. Okay, sure. I'm still a man. I have more strength than you. I have more capacity physically and even rationally sometimes than most women. I don't say this as an insult, but every time who I consider you an executive, somebody who leads, every time we have had an emergency, who's the calm one and who's the one freaking out?
Well, when it comes to my kids, sometimes I tend to freak out. I do tend to freak out sometimes.
And that's my role, to relax you, calm me down, think rationally. What do we need to do right now?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. We have a unique setup, but most women are confusing having power at work means the same as going home and bossing around your husband. It's just not going to work.
But it also depends on the type of husband that you have at home.
Well, you picked a pussy. That's on you.
So I can't speak for other relationships, but that really depends, and also depends on the type of relationship that you have with your husband.